Part 2. And the wondrous is that the women have let go of this duty. Rather, of the discrepancies is that they wear the necklace and in it are hanging a copy of the last (holy rites) Qur'an. It is a wondrous contradiction which indicates the lack of awareness of Allah the Almighty's Sharia, He who sent down this book. And to ponder the accuracy of Quranic expressing in Allah the Almighty's saying, quote, and to draw left literally, strike right end of quote, left Alnnou'r, verse 31 right the striking is the intensiveness of the occurrence. The intended is not that for the woman to put the veil left al-hijab right on her head and leave it for the air to do with as it wills, but she must well control it on her head and chest and tightly tie it. Thus when this verse came down, Our Lady Aisha said, "May Allah be of mercy to the immigrant ladies." When this verse came down, they did not have veils, so they resorted to wool cloths. They cut them and made veils out of them. So, the Sharia has observed the clothing of the woman from the top, thus says, quote, and to draw left literally, strike right their veils all over Juwaybihina, left Alnnou'r, verse 31 right end of quote, and from the bottom says, Surah Al-Adab, verse 59, quote, to draw their galabia left outer garment, veil right all over their bodies left that is screen themselves completely, except the eyes or one eye to see the way right end of quote, left Al-Adab, 59 right then Allah the Almighty says, quote, and expose not their adornment, except to their husbands, end of quote, left Alnnou'r, verse 31 right any, the adornment is put for their sake, quote, their husbands' fathers, their sons, end of quote, left Alnnou'r, verse 31 right the father of the husband, and left beard charm from his side, then the wife exposes not her adornment in front of him. And the meaning, quote, or their left Muslim rights women, end of quote, left Alnnou'r, verse 31 right the women that are working with them in the house as ladies maids and the female servants, quote, or lock their right hands to death, end of quote, left Alnnou'r, verse 31 right and the intended here also the right hands possessors of the women other than the men. And those women must be Muslims. Thus, if they are disbelievers, as those being brought from other countries, then it is permitted, for the woman must not show her adornment in front of them, and the woman must consider them as the men exactly, for there being no Muslims and not trusted on the female Muslim, and perhaps those and the scribes, what she had seen from her lady master's hidden things, to the disbelieving man, so he becomes haunted with her. And of the scholars who see that the right hand possesses does not belong only to the women, but the men also. The woman may make apparent her adornment in front of them. They said, that is, because there is an emotional reception and an emotional giving up in the human self. Thus the servant or maid in the house looks not to his lady master or to her daughters, because he sublimes not to this rank, unless she encouraged him and opens the door for him, and this is another issue. And Allah the Almighty saying, quote, or the left square bracket male right square bracket followers, men without desire left curly bracket literally, without being endowed with, left square bracket sexual right square bracket desire right curly bracket, left square bracket Alnnou'r, verse 31 right square bracket, any, the house's followers, those who live on its leftovers. Thus the life of the follower would be of the life of his followed. He has no home to dwell to, therefore, he sleeps anywhere, and has no food, therefore the people feed him, and so on. He is lost and has neither a name nor independency in his life. And you see the likes of these eat the leftovers of the dining tables, and wear the worn and sleep even on the sidewalks. They are such as the idiots on whom the people are being of kindness on him, and have no coveting in the women, and do not understand anything in such an issue. So there is no fear from his side on the women, because he has no need for them, and sublimates not to look to the people of the house. Then, quote, men without desire, end of quote, left square bracket Alnnou'r, verse 31 right square bracket, any, as being old-aged and of weak strength, incapable of these issues, or sexually impotent left square bracket Qur'an right square bracket, and there is no danger of these on the women. End of part 2. Go to part 3.